Alright, got a new package in the mail. Wonder what this could be. Just kidding, you already know. Let's get right into this video. Alright, so this was ordered Thursday. I shared a link, shared a picture on Instagrams and said it was coming from China. Delivery notification was set for Tuesday, so I am thrilled and excited to report that it is here. Alright, so we have Mavic 2 Fly More kit. Comes with 2 batteries, extra set of full props. Comes with a, that looks like a car charger. Plugs into your cigarette port, and some stuff for the battery. So that's pretty cool there. Let's get that out of the way. And then the star of the show, that's right, I went with the Pro version and not the Zoom. We have a little impact from shipping in China, but no worries, it should be okay. I'm gonna pause this video and get this out of the box. Really excited about this. There's gonna be a lot of real estate applications, real estate use for this. You may laugh, but with this Hasselblad 1-inch sensor, it's going to be able to do a lot of things that may be pleasing to the real estate agents out there, and the direct download of the photos to your device while you're using it, and the utilization of some editing software on your device. You can turn out some pretty trick photos in some amazing times. So that's why I'm looking forward to this mainly, and could possibly be, replacing some, if not all of my drones, as I said in earlier videos. So let's get right to it. Mavic Pro 2 was released last Thursday. DJI had a whole release party for it. There's already been several YouTube videos from more popular YouTube channels. My favorite that I've seen so far is from iPhone Do, and Casey Neistat also did a full camera comparison, if you will, between the cameras of the Mavic Pro, Mavic Zoom, as well as the original, the standard Mavic Pro. So this controller has more of a gray color. Kind of digging it, actually. Taking some cues from the Mavic Air, the screw-on control knobs. This probably has some more props and cables. Well, not props, so it has just char cables, its thumb knobs there, and a USB-C to micro USB connector, it looks like. So let's go ahead and bypass all that. Let's pull out the Mavic Pro 2. There it is. Hasselblad camera. Hasselblad. That's a B right there. Yep, Hasselblad camera. It has a light, so downward facing lights in low light situations. It allows the sensors to see, or allows the Mavic Pro sensors to see where it is going. It looks like it has some infrared sensors there, and it has a downward facing camera there to take photos, take accurate photos for precision takeoff and landings. So that's super cool. Honestly, like the weight they were talking about, you would definitely feel a weight difference. Not really feeling that right now. It feels pretty compact, feels relatively the same as the original Mavic 2, or the original Mavic. So be interested to put it on a scale and see the weight differences on it. So certain flight modes, these side anti-collision, obstacle avoidance, whatever you want to call them, they are only on in some flight modes. So I believe active track in flight modes to where you are not actively flying the drone, these side obstacle avoidance sensors are actively trying to avoid the obstacles. Again, I mentioned iPhone Do earlier. He did a great representation of how this can maneuver around trees, branches, and limbs. Definitely recommend, if you haven't seen that, go see that. It's pretty cool. I'll be doing my own test with that, where I'll be walking in a completely enclosed kind of tunnel with trees. So that'll be interesting to see how it reacts. So there's a bunch of little, you know, tape, precautionary, you know, unfold arms, yada yada. So let's go ahead and get this off. Pops right off. Interesting. Kind of has a little cup there to grab onto the camera. I'm sure that's going to make for interesting times of trying to put this on. So we'll see how that does. DJI bragged about a new way of mounting their camera. So that's a new style of 3-axis gimbal. I really like it. It's kind of similar to the Zenmuse style mount. If you remember the Zenmuse X5S, it kind of reminds me of how it's stabilized there. So that's really cool. I'm super excited to get this charged up, get this ready to go, firmware upgraded, although I doubt there's going to be some firmware to be loaded onto it. It's probably already, being this new, being this early of an adaptation, there shouldn't be, hopefully there shouldn't be any firmware updates, but we'll check that out. So let's go on into more what is included in the box. Probably going to be all of these charge cables. Yeah, so we have our power brick here with the charge adapter to the battery there. Again, extra cabling, and this is going to be all of the documentation. All the documentation, as well as the low noise props, are found in this box here. So let's talk a little bit about the low noise props. These are supposed to be similar, but not 100% similar to the Mavics. The original Mavic low noise props, I believe these are supposed to be larger. Let's see, they don't have a part number here. I'm not seeing a part number. Actually, yes. So 8743F and 8743FCW. So they are different part numbers from the original Mavic low noise props, and these are silver. And the rest are manuals. Highly recommend, if this is your first drone, to read the manuals. And if you're stepping up from the Spark, then definitely read the manuals as well, as there are a lot more features and functions that the Mavic Pro 2 can do that the Spark can't even touch. So I highly recommend reading your manuals. And if you haven't read your manuals in a while, it will be good to read this as well, being that it is a new drone and you are using some new technologies that DJI has baked into their drone. So it's always good to stay up to speed, especially for safety matters. All right, we're going to put the camera down and we're going to get into this fly more kit. And I cannot tell you how much I use the original Mavic's carry bag and how useful and handy it was. I mean, you can pack everything you need. I would put my spare batteries in these side pockets here. So I'd have both pockets filled with batteries. I'd have my drone completely charged, ready to go. So when you're doing stuff like whenever Drone Deploy actually worked in Drone Base, whenever you would get missions from them, it was super easy to just pick the bag up, head out the door, and you'd have everything ready to go. DJI has kept in tradition in keeping the majority of their packaging similar to Apple products, very neat, very clean. That seems to be the way of technology companies these days, is providing pretty stellar packaging. Pretty stellar packaging performance here. So there's a car charger, and you can be able to charge just a single battery with this. There's an additional power bank with your strap for the bag here. You can mount it up, and then deep down inside, very interesting. So okay, so this folds up and displaying, that's nifty. I like that. So you remember how I was telling you I'd keep the batteries in the side pockets there? No longer do you have to do that, because there are pockets for your intelligent flight batteries down here. And these intelligent flight batteries are 3,850 milliamp hour, 15.4 volts. You don't have the... Alright. And in typical fashion, the batteries are deactivated until you fully charge them. So throw them on the charger to activate them, give them a full charge for them to wake up, basically. So no longer do you have the status LED lights here. You have it all around the power button. The battery lead is in the back instead of the front this time. So awesome. They did an upgrade on the design for the bag here. It's just a flip up, fold up compartment that pops into place. It's kind of got like a plastic, it's got a felt covered plastic shelf that you can fold up and down to access the battery compartment there. So you have two batteries here. I'm sure you can slide another one there, and you can slide your charge cables and your drone. Drone goes here, charge cables go there. So very nice, very nice. And you can have another front pocket here that I don't think is actually, yep, you have a front pocket here that is storing your additional blades. And you have a gel pack, which we don't need. So awesome. You can keep these in the little folder here and keep them nice and protected. I really enjoy the packaging here. I like it. I'm sure in true fashion the third parties will have typical Pelican cases that will fit your Mavic 2, but this has worked quite nicely for me. I mean, look at the size. It's just the size of a lunchbox. If you're used to carrying a lunchbox around, this is no different. So simple, straight to the point. Alright, so we're going to throw the batteries on the charger. We're going to get everything charged up. We're going to run through the setup process. We're going to see if anything's different, and we're going to take it from there, and we're going to try to get our first flight out of the Mavic Pro 2. Super excited, so let's do this. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot the battery charger here. Looks like a brick. You have your plug-in adapter there, and then these just these fold out like that. Multiple battery chargers here. So you plug in your batteries, they stick straight up. Let's see if I can get this. Alright, so like so, and it just sits down. That's awesome. Sweet. So you can have all your batteries charging while this main plug gets stored right there. Awesome. So it plugs in there, cable sits nicely, and it can sit flush on the ground. Nice. So here's the charging setup. It still only charges single battery at a time. So single battery charging. You have to plug the USB-C into the USB-C to micro USB to power and charge the controller here. So that's kind of weird. Wish it was just a USB-C straight into the charger without the adapter, because you know the adapter is going to be the first thing you lose. But that is the charging setup and how it works. And there's only one USB into the brick here. So there's a USB-C. This is a USB-C cable, and there's only one USB port in the charging brick there. So DJI is kind of flip-flopped in between 1 and 2. So kind of interesting. Interesting to see why they're flipping back and forth between those. But that's charging for you.